Hi, this is Trev and welcome to my blog. Welcome to part 10 of my Bedford CA van restoration. In this part I'm going to discuss how I've uprated the brakes to servo assisted brakes utilising the servo and the master cylinder from a Ford Focus. This is the input side of the servo. I need to connect the rod that leads in from the foot brake to this, and it's quite a fragile thing, so what I decided to do was to utilise the pedal box from the Focus to help support this rather fragile rod. Couldn't use the pedal box as it was, so I've had to modify the pedal box. In doing so, I've had to make other adjustments. So the pedal box fits on like that. You can see where I've been doing my modifications, and so I utilised the original brake pedal. I cut the brake pedal off to keep this as a support arm really. So this supports the weight of the rod because it pivots and it cannot move down, so the rod is then fully supported. So the rod leads in from the brake pedal, connects to this, and it's fully supported. As I said, I had to make some extra adjustments because I cut this side out of the pedal box. This side of the pedal box was a little bit flat like that. It's got this nylon pin which goes through the pedal and it goes through this input side. Now there's nothing much more holding this pin in than this tiny little barb on the back. So what Ford have done is when you put the pin in, the pin's in, the pin can't fall out because it's up against the wall like this. Well, I've cut the wall away, so in theory there's nothing too much stopping this pin from shuffling out and falling out. So what I've done is this is my rod I've made up. It's got the original Bedford pedal end, nice high tensile piece of steel, and on the end I've made this funny looking fitting. This fitting, as it operates backwards and forwards, this fitting stops the nylon covered pin from falling out. I'll show you a quick video now of the servo installed into the van so that you can see how this works. This is a quick shot of the bracket I made to support the servo without the servo, so you can see how I welded it in. This is the original master cylinder that I removed from my Focus donor car. Now the Focus donor car I've got has got ABS fitted. It's only got two output pipes, and these output pipes go to the ABS unit, then the ABS unit then distributes the brake fluid off to the wheels. So I deem this master cylinder unfit for my purpose. I sourced this cylinder from a local breaker's yard. This is a non-ABS master cylinder from a Ford Focus which will fit my servo and be far more suitable for the van because I don't need it to run through the ABS system. My only concern is the cylinder capacity, the actual amount of brake fluid that this cylinder will shift. I spoke to my internet buddy Andrew Thomas about this because he's fitted a servo to his CA which has been very successful, and he's been running it for 10 years now without a problem. And he said that the first one that he fitted was from a Capri, and unfortunately the Capri cylinder didn't seem to move enough fluid. I found this transit master cylinder which has also got the same Bosch, it's a Bosch cylinder, so they've both got the same fittings. This fits straight into the servo as well, and it will move more fluid. And so if this Ford Focus lacks the capacity needed to operate the brakes satisfactorily, then I can fall back on my transit one because this will shift more fluid. So that wraps up part 10. In the next part, I'm going to start the bodywork. I was all fired up to get the van up and running, but I've had a change of direction because I've checked the van out to see what corrosion issues it has, and hey, it's absolutely hanging. So I've done a bit of a detour. My initial plan was to remove the engine and gearbox, to paint the chassis, to finish the modifications to the engine, refit the engine and get it running. The problem with this is, when I come to start the bodywork restoration, I'm going to be cutting, grinding and welding over my freshly painted chassis, which I thought was a bit stupid really. So what I've decided to do is get all the welding done on the body shell and the chassis. Not finish it off, but just get the sections fabricated and welded in. And that's what you're going to see in the next part. In this part we'll... All I can see is George pissing himself.
It's just so funny, you kicking everyone out.
Yeah, we all get turfed out, we don't see him a week, and then he gets in on us.